You know guys, when it comes to success in trading, unfortunately, I'm a firm believer that there aren't really any shortcuts. Like with most things in life really, you just have to work. You send me heavy work. But that's not to say that there aren't some quick, easy hacks that we can do to make our life a lot more simple. Because in the end, when you're working so hard all the time, a lot of things can happen that kind of hold you back. Sometimes if you're looking at the chart for too long, we get screen blindness where we can't actually see the setups anymore. If you work so hard and work all the hours under the sun, you might get burnt out and see physical changes like getting ill, which I've been for the last few days from working too hard. And you don't want to be in situations like that. Also mentally, we can start to get inconsistent and complacent and start to wonder why our form has dipped. You know, sort of like these athletes that you see who reach their peak and they get overworked and they get a bit jaded and their performance drops as a result of that. So these kind of things we have to avoid, and we have to find quick and easy ways to get around them, to give ourselves a bit of a break and to understand how we can get back on track. So this little trick I'm going to teach you today, it's only going to take an hour of your time, and you could do it weekly, monthly, quarterly, even daily if you want to, but it depends on how often you really want to do it, and it's going to be like a holiday for your mind and going to help you to really get on track. If you've seen the TV show Billions, then like me, you've probably been impressed by the character Wendy Rhodes. Not because she's an attractive woman, no, because of what she does for a living and how effective she is at it in the show. She's a psychologist and she's working as an in-house performance coach for a hedge fund.
Everyone else is up double digits, I'm down. I'm fucked.
You don't need meds. You're just listening to the wrong voice. You're tuned into the one yelling at you over the loudspeaker that you're fucking stupid and your performance blows. And you're ignoring the quiet one inside telling you where the alpha is. That's the voice that got you here. And it's still there if you're willing to listen. What's that voice telling you?
That even though I've stiffed a few, that I'm pretty damn good.
Now, I want you to go back to your Bloomberg and cut bait on your losers. You know the ones you've been defending, hoping they'll come round, but secretly you know never will. I want you to just commit that you're in it for the long haul, that you will succeed.
So the traders, when they're hitting low form or they're not happy with how things are going, they'll come in and see her, and in super quick time, she'll get them back to their peak state and get them back trading perfectly like they should be. So how on earth does she do that? And how can we get a piece of that action in our own trading lives? So essentially what she does, she asks a series of questions to try and get to the root cause of the problem. With performance coaching, it's often not the sort of face value problem that is causing the real issues with performance. It's actually something deeper down that's hiding behind that, like a further layer. You have to go deeper and understand what it is that's bringing up all of these other issues. Sometimes it will affect your personal life, sometimes your working life, sometimes your trading, which is somewhere in between because it's a lifestyle more than anything. But the thing with performance coaches, I mean the good ones, not the snake oil salesman, that it costs a lot of money. If you really want someone that's effective, they're going to get to the root cause, it's going to cost you a fortune. Take for example Tony Robbins. Okay, I know that his CDs and things like that are widely accessible, but to get him to actually do one-to-one performance coaching for you, well, Paul Tudor Jones, who's a billionaire trader, he pays $1 million a year just to have sessions with Tony Robbins to talk him through his trading and to get him on track. So you can imagine, right, it's not going to work for us private traders if you're trading less than billions. But instead we can use little tricks to get the same outcome to help us get on track with our trading. And something I like to do is, I guess you can call it a bit of a brain dump. So what I do, I grab a notepad and I set myself the task of writing about my trading, anything I want to about my trading, for an hour. Not a minute more, not a minute less, for 1 hour. So I can't quit after 10-20 minutes when I start getting bored of it, because it's just not going to work that way. You have to have a whole hour, have to go and lock yourself away somewhere quiet where no one's going to disturb you, where you're not going to have other distractions. I personally like to go and sit outside and do it, so you get some peace and quiet. If the weather's good, if it's raining, it's pretty miserable, the pages get all soggy and stuff. But when it's sunny, you know, sit in the garden, get the notepad out and sit down and commit to it for an hour. So what you're going to do is write everything you can about trading, and probably the first 10 minutes you'll write about your strategy, you'll write about what's been going right or wrong recently. You'll say, you know, yeah, I have been sticking to my system, or I haven't been sticking to my system, I haven't been drawing my trend lines properly, I haven't been sticking to the position sizes that I'm meant to be sticking to. And then you'll get to the stage where you've written all those things and you'll think, well, I've done it. Okay, I've done what I need to do. And then you think, I'm stuck for ideas now. I've got nothing else to do and I've got 50 minutes of this time left. So you start clock watching a little bit, twiddling your thumbs, not really knowing what to do, thinking about whether you need to go and check your Twitter or Facebook or something. But no, you have to commit to this, the full 1 hour, because now what you're going to do is start to get to the root cause. So if you're saying you're not sticking to your system properly, you have to ask yourself why. Why am I not sticking to the system properly? You might say, oh, maybe I don't have enough time to trade. Why don't you have enough time to trade? Is it distractions? You have to go through and figure out what is the root cause of things just by asking why. Now on face value, you might be thinking like, yeah, but how am I going to find out anything different to what I'm thinking now? But you'll be surprised. You know, the peace and quiet and the fact that you're really thinking, it means that you start making links between things. You start making connections that you didn't know existed. And you start to figure out that actually the reason that you thought was the cause of all of your problems in trading actually isn't the reason at all. It's something else. Now I do this on a regular basis and it's helped me to stay consistent. So I sit down and I'll write down my stuff, and like I said, the first 10 minutes will be a load of nonsense, and then I start to get to the point. And I've figured out some amazing things before. Like for example, when I wasn't trading consistently anymore, I thought, why is this? And it was because I had such successes before with my trading that I wasn't putting in the right preparation like I used to. I used to really study everything I could, reading all the different analysis, trying to see what was going on in the news, trying to find out what was expected from economic data, looking at different markets, looking at what politicians thought, economists thought, really understanding the overall landscape. And from there I delve in and look a little bit deeper. And without doing all that preparation, I wasn't the same trader. So I realized I was relying on my skills and experience too much and not relying on the same factors that got me to that stage in the first place. So I needed to go back to my roots, start researching everything, start writing things down and tracking everything. Because if you think that you can just analyze the market and expect what's going to happen in the market just like that, you know, you're thinking that you can predict the future. Now, I don't know anyone that's got a crystal ball that's good enough to predict the future in the markets without doing some analysis properly and doing their research first. Maybe you'll be the first. Maybe you're like Mystic Meg. I don't know. I don't know you personally. Or maybe I do. You tell me. You're Mystic Meg. Now, I know. I always tell you to track things, track your performance, track your strategy, see what's working, see what's not. But the thing that's so great about this way of doing things, just taking that hour away, is like I said at the start, sometimes we get so overworked that we can't see the wood for the trees. You don't know what's important and what's not anymore because your mind just gets clogged up with work. And we get things like chart blindness, where you don't see the setups anymore, where everything just looks like it's congealed, it's like a mess. We don't want that. We want to break away. Have a little break. We can't always go on a holiday and clear our minds that way because it's just not possible sometimes. You have to carry on working, you have to wake up the next day and do your 9 to 5, wake up the next day and open the charts and trade the markets again. So sometimes we need to find a way to do something different, and that's to have a mind holiday. And that 1 hour where you're sitting in quiet and only thinking about yourself and trying to connect the dots between what's working and what's not, and how you're feeling about things most importantly. Like, are you getting stressed? Are you under pressure? All of these things, connecting the dots between your emotions, your mindset, your physical well-being, this is going to really help you. It'll feel like your mind's gone on holiday, and your performance straight after that, like the next day, if you've had a sudden realization, you're going to know exactly what to do to get yourself on track or to keep things going as well as they're going. If they're going great for you, fantastic. You don't want to change it. You want to know why it's working so well and maybe why it wasn't in the past. What's different now? It might not be something as obvious as you think. So guys, stop watching this video, go and run to the stationers, get yourself a notepad, sit in the park and write down everything about your trading. When you've done that, come back and leave me a comment to tell me how it went for you, what your realizations were, if you liked doing it or not, if you struggled. And remember to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe if you want more videos about learning to trade, and if you want to learn our unique and exclusive approach for trading the markets, the link's in the description box to join our free Inner Circle mailing list. By signing up, you're going to get some great free gifts, and I look forward to seeing you on board there. Guys, as always, I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. See you soon.